Welcome to day 21, or route 21 should I say, of my Wainwright challenge. I'm parked near Goosewell Farm and Castlerigg Stone Circle. You should be able to see the stone circle behind me. Route 21 of my Wainwright challenge involved 5 Wainwrights, which is High Rig, Raven Crag, High Seat, with high point of the day, Bleaberry Fell and Waller Crag. I'll just have a quick pano round because in the background you can see Blencathra in all its glory. I've started the day by walking down this small lane. That's Blencathra over there in the background. I'll give you a quick pano. It's a very, very picturesque morning in the Lake District. Low clouds. Beautiful. So the plan is to skirt across these fields, as you can see, and go up to the woodland up there in the small col, bear right, then follow the ridge line over the top to High Rig, not overly high rig, and then we'll drop back and then we're going to carry on round the other Wainwrights. So we've crossed the series of fields over there. Got to this gate and a small lane signposted St John's in the Vale Church. So we're going to follow this lane for a very short time. So I've left the lane at the col, as it were. That's the church over there, you can see in the Vale. And I'm just heading across now. There's a fork in this path and I'm heading right. And we'll try and get up to the ridge line. So we've picked up a very faint track. It's almost like a sheep trod, but it's heading in the correct direction for the top. So I'm following this, and shouldn't be too long. We'll be at the top of the first. So the little cairn that you can see on the hilltop there is Paper Moss. It's not a Wainwright. High Rig, which we're going to, is a little bit further beyond, just up that way, other side of them crags. So here we are, approaching the summit of High Rig. Wow, what a great view. Skiddaws in the clouds now. Blencathra's wrapped in clouds. Wow. So I'm looking back at High Rig. There's a myriad of various little footpaths and tracks coming off, so I guess it's just a case of making the best way you can, really. Just take a bearing. I wanted to get to this little town, which I've got to, so I'm happy that I'm heading in the correct direction, and we'll keep descending now until we cross the road. So the plan is to descend to the dam at Thirlmere, which you can see in the distance. We'll cross the dam and then we'll start the ascent of the high point of the day, which is the other side of the crags and the trees you can see over there. You can't quite see the top, which will be snow-capped. So I'm still traversing this ridge line, which is very rocky and very undulating. Ever so gradually descending to Thirlmere. Now I can see a farmstead down there, which eventually I'll get to and skirt around the lane to cross the dam. But this ridge line is a lot longer than I anticipated. So I'm descending more rapidly now, and I've just got sight of Raven Crag across the way. So that's our next destination. The sun's just falling across it and it's catching it in long shadows. Very nice, very picturesque. So I'm crossing the dam on Thirlmere. Absolutely stunning. As you can imagine, the footpath there is very steep. Quite prominent but steep. I'm on the final throes of the ascent of Raven's Crag, and they've put some erosion control in. Some steps heading towards the top. Not too far to go now. Raven Crag. Fantastic. There we go. There's Helvellyn up in the background. Thirlmere. We're heading over that way now. Just looking across at where we've been. So you can see High Rig over there. And that's the ridge line that we skirted across. And we dropped down to the farm over the reservoir up here. Very steep climb up here. As I say, we're heading this way next to the high point. So I've retraced my steps off of the top of Raven Crag. I'm just skirting this wood, and then I'm going to cut across the fell over there to the top, which you can see, which is High Seat. Then we're going to skirt the ridge line right the way across to the crags and the top over there, which is Bleaberry Fell. So this is where we leave the wood through this gate and we'll head across the moorland. Looks very boggy. We're now pathless. There's a small stream to cross, and we're pretty much heading to the outcrop of rock, which is the general direction of the top. I would imagine the top's just beyond the rock that you can see on the horizon. So it looks like that's the first proper view of the top. Been a bit boggy, very rough underfoot. So here we are, High Seat. Wow. There's Bleaberry Fell. That's where we're heading next. Helvellyn over there, up in the cloud. Awesome. So I've been hugging the fence line. It's quite difficult getting off the top. There was quite a big snow drift up there on the north side, and it's up to my knees. Anyway, we're down now, following the fence line to the next Wainwright, Bleaberry Fell. You can see it over there. So, just approaching the top of Bleaberry Fell. Very cold wind. Wow. Spectacular. Very cold. I'm not going to hang around up here today. So that's Derwent water you can see in the foreground, and that's Bathenswaite you can see beyond. Now we're going to drop down towards Derwent water, and as you get to the woods there, we're going to hang a right to Waller Crag, and then we're going to continue round and head back towards the stone circle where we started this morning. Just looking back at Bleaberry Fell, quite imposing from this angle. Quite a steep descent, and over there at the head of the woods that you can see is Waller Crag. So this is the view of a Derwent water in Keswick from Waller Crag. Here's the cairn at the top, and that's where we've just come down. A fabulous day. Look at that, just descending off of Waller Crag, heading back to Castlerig Circle, and All the clouds have left Blencathra. It's standing there in all its glory. Fell Ridge, my favourite walk, looking very spectacular. So just come off Waller Crag, which you can see in the background through the trees, and there's a signpost here taking me back to Castlerigg Stone Circle. So this is the way home, not long now. So back at the Stone Circle, Castlerigg. What a fantastic winter's walk. Hi, welcome to route number 21 of my Wainwright challenge. Today is Friday the 10th of December. Now I parked at a car park at Castlerigg Stone Circle with a donations box, and I have to say today's been an absolutely fabulous winter walk, avoiding too many of the higher peaks. I think we topped out today at 608 metres, so all the really high snowy peaks I've left for another day, let's say. High Rig itself today, the first Wainwright, was, let's say, quite indistinct. It required quite a lot of careful navigation, both going up and coming down. There was a myriad of vague paths, sheep trods, in various directions, so you had to be really, really careful with your directions. And then once you'd got to the top, you got the ridge walk along the top when you eventually dropped down to Thirlmere. It was very, very undulating, quite up and down, and it seemed to have gone a lot further than I expected, probably because of the terrain. The steepest part of the day was actually from Thirlmere up to Raven Crag, although the ascent was a man-made path, and in times there was erosion control steps. It was extremely steep, pretty much all the way to the top, and indeed we had a viewing platform at the top, which I've never seen before. Well worth it. Great views of Helvellyn. And then you pretty much drop back down the erosion control until you get to the Col, and you follow the track around the wood. Eventually you leave the track and you start your ascent of Height Seat, which is pretty much pathless. It's boggy. You take a bearing towards the top. In fact, you can see pretty much the top most of the way up, and make a beeline for it. Today was the big patches of snow, bog, water, and it was quite difficult underfoot. But once you're at High Seat, I'd say the bulk of the climbing is over. You pretty much then follow the fence line towards Bleaberry Fell, until you get to quite a distinct trod, which you can see making its way towards the top, probably 2/3 of the way across. But again, the gap between the two, it doesn't look too far, but it's quite difficult underfoot. It's very boggy, heathery, the path's indistinct at places, which made all for a more interesting day. The view at Bleaberry Fell was spectacular. Again, you got views of Blencathra, you could see Skiddaw, and the various lakes around. Absolutely stunning. Very steep descent though, and as you're heading pretty much towards Derwentwater, and eventually the path skirts round and rises back up to Waller Crag, where you're out of sight of Derwentwater, and all of a sudden it comes into view again in all its glory. Very, very, very nice. You then pretty much follow the wall, the path beside the wall, all the way down until you get to the little lane. Follow the lane until you see a signpost for Castlerigg Stone Circle, and you follow that and pretty much head back to your car. A great place to start, and a great place to finish the Stone Circle. Again, stunning views of Blencathra. I'd say today was a very, very, very good winter walk. Awesome, in fact. Not overly high, although there was 3,000 feet of ascent. It was a 12.5 mile day, and it took me just under 6 hours. But you know, I wasn't rushing today. It was difficult underfoot. Great winter's walk because you can do it within the daylight hours that you've got. But you know, it's quite a special walk when you get the views that we had today with Helvellyn, Skiddaw, Blencathra, Thirlmere, Derwentwater. You know, what a great day out.